Okay, YouTubers, this is Joe from ArtAlienTV. Another quick game of interplanetary I Spy going on here. Now, got a couple of things here for you, which are from the Curiosity Rover, obviously, very recent pictures, and what look like they might be statue heads. Now, they're not as clear as some of the other ones I've found recently, so don't hold me to ransom on this, because they may well just be rocks that happen to be shaped like humanoid heads or whatever. So do not verbally crucify me for this, as a lot of people out there seem to want to do. This is speculation, so let's get on with it anyway. Okay, we got a couple here. Now, one of these is from the Navcam, and the other one is over here in this folder from a large panorama. We'll have a look at that one first. Actually, I've got it up here. Here's the link. I'll put this in the description, as will all the others be. Now, this is quite a large image, 41 meg. The TIFF obviously is much better, but it's still not brilliant because it comes from a low-res camera anyway. But there's some interesting stuff in here, and I found a few things in here, so I'll show you those first. Well, I'll just flick through this. Now, of course, even though this is from a TIFF image, the image quality isn't great, and a lot of these things are quite small, so they're never going to show up brilliantly, even though it's a TIFF, because there's simply not enough pixels covering the object, because it's not particularly far away from the rover, but this is only a couple of inches tall, this thing. Very small. And it looks a bit like a humanoid type head. Now, it may just be a rock that happens to look like one. I've highlighted it there for you. 2 eyes, a nose and a mouth with a sort of little smile, and sort of curly, what looks like curly hair, which is really odd. I mean, I've been reluctant to publish this one because it looks mad. I really don't know what to make of it. I've highlighted it there again just to make it show up on the mobile devices out there for you. And all I've done is draw around it and up the colour temperature a bit and brightened it up and added some contrast. So that's all I've done. I haven't done anything major to it. And as you can see the pixels here. So it's quite a small object, this. And I think it's only about 10 feet away from the rover. So this must only be a couple of inches tall, this thing. It really is very small. And it doesn't get any clearer. And there was also this thing nearby from the same image, right near the bottom of the image, along the bottom edge. It was this thing. It looks like a dead creature of some sort, with what looks like a tail, and an arm, and another arm, and a head. Now, I have no idea what this is. It could be some sort of alien creature. It could just be a rock that happens to have arms and a tail. Who knows? Now, all I've done there is drawn around it and upped the contrast a bit and white balanced it a bit. There's really not much detail to be had from this. I might sharpen this up a bit more for you and put it in on the end. I'll do this with all the images, actually. I'll go over them again and I'll stick them in the end of the video and just try and push a little bit more detail out of them if I can. But I'm not going to promise too much because these are small. This is particularly only about maybe an inch or two as well. It really is quite small. And here's the source image. Now, what I've done there is an image map. I've just put the question marks next to all the interesting things in this image. And the best place to look at usually is along the bottom edge, because that's the nearest point to the rover. And here's that head. You see it in the raw image there. Now, it doesn't look much because it's in quite heavy shadow, but you can see a mouth and 2 eyes just about if you zoom in, see? So it's probably just a rock, and there are other similar looking rocks in the area, but just because there are rocks in the area doesn't mean that everything's a rock, which is one thing people need to realise. That this looks interesting, this one as well. Looks like it's got a nose there. Now, this may well be pareidolia on my part, I admit that. So we'll move on. That was that one. Now that was small. Now this is much larger. Now this is from Sol 1072, which is very recent. In fact, only a day or so old, this image. It's only been up for a day or so. And there's two. This actually appears in a whole bunch of images. It also appears in Sol 1067 on the mass cam. This is a mass cam shot, is up here. Now this is a lot bigger. Now you can see This is quite a way off from the rover. This is probably 20 meters away, and it's quite big. I don't know how far exactly that is. It could be less than 20 meters. Could be 25, 30. Don't know. But in the Navcam image, this is very blocked out because it's been resized and compressed. So there's not much detail to be seen there, but you can see what looks like an eye and a head and a mouth sort of area and a sort of nose here. Now, I appreciate you can't see much there, so I managed to find it in some other images. It's also in this one. This is the left Navcam. There he is there. Now this is a lot closer to the rover, but this is taken from lower down, so it's not a high shot like you would get from the Navcam, from the Navcam, sorry. This is quite low down. And you can see there's something interesting. There's like an eye here and a nose and a sort of an ear there and some sort of headdress or something. Now this may just be another rock, but it does look very interestingly shaped, and it looks strikingly similar to a humanoid type skull in shape and morphology. So there's that one. Now this is the left Navcam. Let's get the right one. The right one is slightly better. This is taken obviously from a slightly different angle at the same time, and the lighting from that angle is lit up slightly better from there, and the nose seems more prominent there, and you can see what look like nostrils here, or a nostril. The mouth area here, if there was a mouth, you can't see it because it's in total shadow. It's way too dark there. But the eye looks interesting, like an eyebrow here, and part of the top of the ear just there, and some either a skull cap or some kind of headdress almost. Interesting. So you can see there's something interesting there even in the raw image. Now this is only a 1 meg camera, but luckily this is quite large, so there's quite a lot of pixels covering this. I mean, it's a good 100, about 100 across there. So even though it's a low-res camera, as I've said many times, with these low-res cameras, unless an object's quite large or close up like this, you're really not going to see anything. And even if you look at right up close at some of the things on the ground, which are right in front of it, like these little rocks here, there's absolutely no real detail there at all because they're just too small. Even though they're really close up, it really is a very, very low quality image to start with. So you're not going to find much unless it's a reasonable size, like a football size and upwards, really, like this. Now this looks quite big, human-sized head, but probably about double the size of a human head. I'm just trying to work out. A human head was approximately what, about 9 inches, 8 or 9 inches front to back. This is bigger than that. This is about 12 to 14 inches long, I think, and it seems elongated a bit as well. So I've done a few enhancements on this. I'll put some more in at the end because I've only quickly gone over this. There's the clip I took out of it. Now this is taken from the left one. I think the right one would be better, so I'll enhance that one in a minute and put it in the end of the video. So there, all I've done here is clip it and enlarge it. Now enlarging it, if you up the number of pixels per inch from 200 to 2000, when you enlarge it, it cleans up the image, and what it does, it gets rid of a lot of that pixelation and blockiness that you get. So it actually adds more pixels and smooths the image out. And you can see there's something interesting here, like an eye, and possibly a nose there. Now, I may be wrong on this, but it does look similar to some other statue heads that I found recently, which I'll show you in a minute. Now there it is highlighted. Don't know if you can see that better. Now, as you can see where I've upped the contrast and brightness area, this has gone quite a bit weird because that area was so black, it's tried to up the brightness there, and it didn't like it much for some reason because I pushed it too hard. But basically, there we go. Is that a humanoid head? Don't know. This bit ambiguous, this one, but it certainly looks interesting. I'm hoping that we get some clearer and closer images of this in the next set of images in 1073, which hasn't come down yet for the Navcam. So I'm really hoping that we get some clearer shots of that, because this is 1067 and obviously this is further back and that is too far away. and you can't really see any detail. It's next to useless, really, this image. So what I might do is I might hold on to this video until the next set of images come out in a day or so, because I've got that one. That's that's the right image, which is slightly better. There's the Navcam image from 1067, and there's the left Navcam image with it in as well. And it may well come out. There it is on the page. That's the, which one's that? That's the right one. The right one's the best one to have, and it actually appears in other images as well. So this is in multiple images, this one. So it is actually there. It's a three-dimensional object. It's not just an image artifact, because it appears in multiple images, and it does look similar to some that I found recently. Now, I don't know if you've all seen this. Some of the newcomers may not have seen this video. Gods of Mars and Earth, Martian statue art analysis. Now, if you haven't seen this, I recommend it. I'll put a link to it below in the description. And that there's a whole bunch of statues here. There's one here that looks like a Greek or perhaps Persian guy, or god, whatever you want to call him. Let's go forward and let's flick through. It's quite a long video, this, but it does go into some interesting details with some of these statue heads on Mars. And where is it? Come here. I'm trying to find it. Yeah, there's this one. A lot of you may have seen that looks kind of like a South American statue. There's this one that looks like an Olmec statue. This one is extremely clear and has a clear eyeball with a pupil, and a very clear ear with even an ear cavity there, and a mouth. You can see a mouth here and the nose. That's one of the best ones I found. And there's this one here, which looks kind of Egyptian in style, but almost alien looking. There's all sorts here. So I recommend this video. I won't show you it all now because I'm trying to keep this short. There's all sorts of stuff in this video. There's even one that's like an alien in a helmet there. So there we go. I will put some more clips in at the end of the video. Okay, yeah, so I'll just quickly recap over those a minute. We got that one. Looks like some sort of leprechaun or something. It's just insane. This is probably just a rock, but that happens to have a couple of eye holes, a nose and a mouth in the right configuration. As this thing here may just well be a bit of sedimentary rock that's broken in an interesting way. And seems to have a head and a couple of arms and possibly a tail there. Really hard to say with that. It's so small. It's a shame, really. We can't get closer to it because it looks interesting. And this guy, and I will put I'll enhance the right Navcam image of this because it is slightly better, I think. But it does look like a nose here and an eye and an ear, the top of an ear just there sticking up, and the back of the head here. There seems to be some damage here, or this may be some sort of headwear, headdress, like on some of the other statues I found. So who knows? Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you soon.